Welcome back to Popes and Pylons. Let's play some more Europa Universalis IV with the new Cradle of Civilization DLC. We are playing as Avaria over here, and we're going for the Avar Khaganate achievement, trying to grab most of Hungary and a tiny piece of the Ottomans on the way. I'm Jan, and this is episode number 20. At the end of last episode, I promised a war against Muscovy, and I'm pretty sure that's what you're gonna get this episode. I looked again into whether we could declare war on the Commonwealth, but they are quite powerful with 80,000 troops. They don't have any manpower anymore, and most of that is, or at least, well, a good amount of this is mercenaries, 29,000 mercenaries here. So they're probably going to have a lot of issues, but they have a gigantic force limit, and they're also protected by England, who's the what's it called? Defender of the faith for the Catholics. I mean, the Ottomans are stronger. We could call in the Ottomans and probably win this war, but it would probably be very, very exhausting. So why don't we go first, grab some Muscovy, feed some Muscovite land into Ryazan, and then go for the Commonwealth, maybe when they're not protected by England anymore. I think I am going to call the Ottomans into the war against Muscovy, just so we use some of those favors and so we don't lose too much in this war. If we want this war, there's some things we're going to have to take care of first. First of all, we're not at our force limit, I believe, and we do have room for some more cannons. There's room for 8 more troops in our force limit. We have 6,000 cannons here and 4,000 here, so we have 10,000 cannons, that's good. Do we want more cannons? This is the age of the cannon, to be quite frank. The next military technology, which we were going to take at the start of the new year before we declare war, so we only pay 5% ahead of time penalty. We get a giant bonus to artillery fire here, and that's going to help us out a lot. And if we look at the combat width is 27. We have, what's that, 17 and 16, that's 33,000 troops. So we're slightly above the combat width. So having more troops really doesn't do a lot for us, as long as we don't want multiple stacks running around. I think I'm going up to at least 15,000 cannons, maybe even full 20,000 cannons for the whole thing. No, we only have 8 left, so let's just go to 15 and fill the rest with infantry. I think that's going to be good. How's our supply limit here? It's fine, so I can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more cannons, and then grab supply limit is also not that fine. Let's grab 2 more infantry here, 1 more infantry here, and be fully at our force limit to be able to fight the Muscovites on the turn of the year, up to 50 the year, up to 1556 for the technology boost, which we're hopefully going to get before Muscovy does. Even if we don't, we're probably going to have a lot more cannons to benefit from it than Muscovy does. How are our claims looking here? We have a lot of claims on Muscovy. We could use another one, but we probably don't get enough spy network in a year to actually grab that, so we just stay at that. Does Ryazan also have claims? It has a claim. That's going to help at least. Now, we could tell the Ottomans to prepare for war, which would make them not start any of their own wars until we go to war. But that's going to cost us 10 favors, which is a lot. Which is basically a full war that we could use the Ottomans for. So let's just not do that and risk it. How about those rebels? We really only have a rebel risk over in Van, which is the newly conquered province here. Which we have cored. Have we increased autonomy here? We have not, because it's not a state. Do I want to make it a state to stop the whole unrest thing? I think I do. Let's go for this, and probably even make it a core. Yes, let's make it a core. And increase that autonomy to get rid of the unrest. There. Now, let's continue here. That's the military tech we could already take. We don't want that yet. Muscovy embraced colonialism, which is unfortunate. It's going to help them with their tech development. We might get unlucky there. Another reason we need the Ottomans for the war against Muscovy is that Muscovy is allied to Hungary, and Hungary is something that we should be able to easily defend against using the Ottomans. I hope. Is Hungary at war? It kind of looks like it. You are against Genoa. Just Genoa, but you're losing. That's interesting. Maybe they won't even join the war, and then maybe we don't need the Ottomans. Let's see. These stupid events again. Gain unrest, gain corruption, lose tax. Lose 2 corruption. Now, we have no corruption. What we could do before we take that event is hit this button once, which gives us 2 corruption, gives us almost 300 ducats. So we go up to 2 corruption here. Oop. And then we press the lose 2 corruption button, which is this one, do some loyalty on the Ulema. And the corruption's gone again, we just made 300 ducats. I didn't do that before, I really should have. I didn't think about it before when we had that event. So whenever you don't have corruption, it's not just a loss of a positive thing in the event. You can just hit the raise, what's it called? Debase currency button once to grab a bit of additional money, which is always helpful. Speaking of money, can we build anything? Mosques still pretty shitty. Workshops, marketplaces, none of this is particularly interesting. Barracks, regimental camps. I would like to build shipyards, but since we don't have a port yet, we can't build shipyards. And if I remember correctly, these are pretty bad in our lands. They are. Let's just build a workshop here for 17 and a mosque for 17 here. I think it's early enough in the game that 17 is an okay number. What do we have here? QQ, can we fabricate a claim yet? No. And in AQ, also no. Okay, we're moving towards the end of the year, so let's get our troops in position. Are there any forts that are mothballed? Maybe? Yes, Nizhny Novgorod is mothballed. If we're lucky and they don't see us coming, we can just snipe Nizhny Novgorod over here. That would be excellent. How do we avoid them seeing us coming? Maybe we can stand around in Tyushi. And the other army... We do have a fort in Kazan, which is good. Maybe come from the Ryazanian side, so the Ryazanians don't just die. Actually, since we only have one real army, we want the other troops to be close, so let's just have them sit in Canada here. And the idea is obviously to declare war the beginning of a month, then just rush in and grab this fort in Nizhny Novgorod while they still don't have troops in it, so we can take it in a single tick. One more month until we can take the tech. Royal marriage to Coruscant has ended. Alright, that's not a big problem. You're still mothballed here. So it is the 1st of January. This could be our go. Right? You're still not in Tyushi. Maybe let's go February. Just so we can be sure to grab that fort. Do we want a Diplo advisor? I always want a Diplo. Improved relations is pretty good. Also, our money situation, it's not great. Can't really afford that right now. Especially if we turn on forts. Oh, you should be fighting, cannon. We don't have to turn on these forts, I don't think, but this fort we're gonna have to pay for. So let's just wait until the 1st of February. Turn speed down a tiny bit. We should have grabbed that military check on the 1st of January, actually. There, we are slightly still ahead of time, but we need it for the war. So let's just do this. And we're gonna switch out our cannons. It's gonna cost us the morale on the cannons, but morale on the cannons is not as important. And we're going to have like a month or two probably before we fight. So hopefully that's going to be alright. Now, do we go for the large cast or the small cast? This one has defensive shock. But fire value now is pretty good on cannons, while shock is not. So let's just go for the large cast iron cannon. Okay. Wait. There. Now. We have the tech, we have the troops, we have the friends. So let's go ahead and declare this war. And we're going to take one of our own war goals. I think I'm just going to take Nizhny Novgorod because I'm going to snipe it anyway. Hungary is going to join, but we're going to call in the Ottomans, so that should be all right. Confirm. And just run in. We should get there before the tick of the month so that they cannot reinforce the fort. And even though it says, oops, I want to turn this on, let's not make the same mistake they did. And I do want to hunt down those Muscovite troops basically immediately. This is another marriage with Khorasan, sure. And there's the fort. And that's a lot of manpower saved on that siege. How many enemies do we actually have in this war? 44. That's actually quite the number. Of course, Hungary's in there too. But it means I want to keep my troops together. Don't want them to grab the gold mine. So just could have the Ottomans just deal with those people. Are they gonna do it though? Maybe not. Let's just go over here and make sure we don't have tons of roaming Muscovites in our land. Although you're running away. Okay. I hate taking attrition here while running through this land, but we are in sort of winter in Russia, so I guess that's to be expected. Are you a siege general? No. Are you a siege general? Yes. So we're gonna have you walk towards Izevsk, but you please take this way so we don't take so much attrition. Ooh. France has called for a crusade against the Ottomans. That's not currently what I wanted to hear. I need the Ottomans to be alive and to fight well against the enemy down there in Hungary. What does it mean? Do you have a big war? No. For now you just have this. Nobody has declared that crusade yet. We could still get sort of lucky here. Now let's go for that fort. You have these troops. Are there more troops down there? No. That is everybody. How are the Ottomans doing in Hungary? They're carpet sieging, that's good, and they're handling these troops just fine. So that's good. Now, what do I need for this siege? I have enough cannons for +3. I need 4 more cannons for the full +5 bonus. Yes. And I only need 6,000 troops, but if I have 10,000 cannons, I want 10,000 troops. So let's grab 6. Did I say 6? 4 cannons. 4 cannons over here. And let's drop off the cavalry and essentially half of the infantry to be sitting around here maybe, just so we don't take a billion attrition. And I'm fine with the Muscovites just running around their land like headless chickens. That's gonna be quite alright. And once we have this 4, then they're gonna have a difficult time running into our land. Which is also something I would consider to be fine. And these bad forts that they have, they just don't provide any resistance to a giant amount of cannons. So you see these sieges just ticking up like there. And the Muscovites being too scared to even fire. Oh, here they come looking for the stack wipe on my 1 stack, which I don't want them to have. They arrive on the 18th, we're gone by the 17th. Question is, do we go in and try to crush them? We might get a river crossing penalty, although we have very good maneuvers, so it's no river crossing penalty. 22nd of September, 15th. So let's wait a couple of days here. Oh, he's not going anymore. So you can stay here. Maybe I want you here, just so you don't have to deal with the river crossing. There's that. Now they're going to here. Do I want to try to catch them? They would flank us for a bit. We'll get cannons in the front row, which we don't want. So that's a no. So let's instead do this, go here. And keep on going. Ottomans, how are you doing? You're doing fine still. Are you at war with anybody for the excommunication? That's a no. Good. Excommunication? Crusade. You can't excommunicate somebody who's not of your religion, right? So you go here, you try to go up here, go for another attempted catch. And this one cannon really needs to find a home. Our agent in QQ was discovered. That's unfortunate. Come back home. That reminds me that our agent in AQ can fabricate a claim on Bitless Mush or Ol2. Bitless Mush or Ol2. 8, 10, or 9 development. Let's grab the 10 development here. So we border the Ottomans a bit more, which is fine, I guess. It's not great. It's not like I would love to have a border with the Ottomans, but it's going to be alright. Root out the rod. No, I'd rather gain some corruption. It's just money. So we are going to catch them there, 11th of November, 12th of November. So let's send in these troops to completely crush them. And let's go here for consolidation of our armies. I don't know why the Muscovites are running around with small stacks. Maybe, okay, this is fine. Maybe it's sort of a distraction to get our troops over here, but that seems too smart for the AI. I think they're just not particularly well controlled. And they just got... Did they get stack wiped? No, fortunately not. Now what am I gonna do? I want to go for another fort. I also want to throw them out of my land. How many troops do they have? They have 16,000, out of which how many are in the front line? All of them. 16, 17, 18, no, 17 frontline troops. So I'm gonna make... Ooh, that was not the cleverest thing to do because we now lost a general. I want an army that has... What did I say, 18? So I want 20, 22-ish units. So 20 infantry, 2 cavalry, and let's say 4 cannons. So we have a nice 10 cannons here for the level 2 forts. Like that, and select this unit and send you to go hunt down the enemy, while the rest of you is gonna sit here for a second so we can avoid some attrition. Merge these up, and as soon as these guys are out, then we can actually start moving, grab a new general in land that we have control of. Come on, can't be so hard. I want to control these two and not the one running away. Thank you. Like that. Grab the siege leader and walk towards, I don't know, Yaroslavl over here. Seems fine. You just keep on hunting. What do I want Ryzen to do? Absent Merchant Samarkand. Just lose 10 Diplo power. It's gonna be fine. Ryzen, if you want to, you can just... Do I want you to attach to me? No, I actually want you to do some independent sieging, which I can set over here. You be... What is it? Aggressive? Yes. And you can just take all of this land. I can say Ryzanian objective, Ryzanian objective, Ryzanian objective. It's a bit fiddly, but this way at least we can somewhat control what our allies are going to do. And they're not going to be a giant help fighting anyway, so they might as well do some sieging for us, right? So you're going where? To Yike. Just down here. Ooh, I'm going to catch that small stack. No, I'm not. But I'm going to catch somebody here. These guys still walking over there. Alright, Hungary. Still looking great. And this should be good. I mean, this is just the one stack that we just popped, but it's a free kill. Can't complain too much about that. Keep walking, people. And I think we should... Ooh, there's another free one stack that we're going to get. This is scary. They're actually walking towards us, I think. They're looking to consolidate their forces. That's not something I want to happen, so maybe... Oh, we do not get the wipe on that stack. Maybe we should just try to consolidate our forces too, if that's what they are doing. Definitely what they are doing. Let's meet up here, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Maybe we can get them to overextend. Lower Don, let's fight. We're not gonna get the river crossing, I don't think. How much? Yes, for maneuver. You're running. I don't want you to run. Stay here, please. We're gonna take a bit of a... No, it's gonna be completely fine. And the Ottomans are here. So that's gonna be that. We don't even need all of this, so you can go back to the idea of sieging. Maybe just siege Moscow right away. And you can go for... Where are you running? Kursk. See if we can't break these guys off. Oh no, the Ottomans are just gonna do it anyway. So it's good. Peace offer from Hungary. Right, we can probably just peace out Hungary. Wouldn't it be nuts if I could just vassalize them in this fight? I won't be able to, but that would be great. So we just already had Hungary for the achievement and only the one province of the Ottomans. That would be quite excellent. So in the case of Hungary, we are just going to say... Yeah, we can't grab any land, right? No, we could give stuff to the Ottomans, but we definitely don't want that. We want war reparations for sure. We want you to annul treaties. This is just military access, alliance to Muscovy. I don't really care. And the rivalries to people. It's just prestige, and we have tons of prestige. Now we don't have tons of prestige. So we could get some prestige, I guess. I want your money, although we're probably gonna have to give a lot of that to the Ottomans. Still, take all the money we can get, and just take some prestige by removing rivalries to, say, Bohemia and... What are you? Tunis? Sure. And that's gonna be fine. Could do something else, give up claims somewhere. Not particularly interested in that. Release nations, return cost. No. Let's just go with it like this. Send demand. So Hungary should be out. And how much of the money do we actually get? 83. Oh, that's alright. Some prestige. And now we're just fighting Muscovy and we have the Ottomans on our side. So that should be quite the cakewalk. Can I afford to detach troops here? I think I can. I cannot. Why not? Oh, because this is my land. Never mind. Well, Ryazanian land, that is. So, let's go. You're doing this. How many cannons will you need? You have all the cannons you need for Muscovy. You all just need the 10 cannons, and you have the 10 cannons. You even have 11 cannons. And you have a bit too much infantry. So let's go down to this and drop off one cannon. And have these sit here with the main army. We could go ahead and try to siege something else with the main army, but I'm still sort of scared of the Muscovite troops. They still have, well, 20,000 troops. Actually, that should be completely fine. So let's go siege another fort. I just changed my mind. I'm not gonna go carpet sieging yet, I don't think. The Ottomans can do that if that's something they want to do. Gain prestige, move towards mysticism, which I don't like. Or lose loyalty on the Ulema, which is a bit unfortunate, gain a bunch of money. We could just turn around and give the money back to the Ulema for some loyalty. So you need to contribute. And then we're going to probably go and give them money so they're happy again. We can demand administrative support, actually. So how much is a generous donation? 122 ducats. So let's donate. Let's get them up by 20 points. Can hit both of these and then just take away some land. Demand admin support. I definitely want 150 admin power. Thank you. You cannot be demanded from, but you can. We need you on 75. Could go for a general or a diplomat. I love me a diplomat, but if we do a diplomat, then we only go to 66, so we would need to give them a lot of land. With a generalship, less land need to be given. How much land can we give them? Do we have good land to give away? Emirs. There's some high autonomy land, there's some high autonomy land. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. So let's put the emirs to... recruit that minister, I said? Yes. and then give them some land until they hit 75. Like high autonomy, high military land, like this one here, puts them to 68. You put them to 70, 72, 74.6, not the gold mine, and one more place, this place, 76.4, good enough. And we say, give me military support. Thank you. And that actually makes them disloyal for a bit. That's gonna be fine. And we want to take away some land from the Ulema, something that has low autonomy. Like this place here. They're still gonna be happy. And one more small place. Can we keep you happy? Seems like yes. Yep, still happy, and we got that out of there. Ideas, I do want to keep going through humanist ideas. Reduced years of separatism is going to be great. Technology was admin technology, so that left, it's fine. And keep going up here with our sieges. You need, what, 6,000 troops, out of which 4 are artillery. So we're going to leave you with 1 less artillery and 4 infantry. Like that. I know it's 8,000 troops, but I always, if there's enemies left in the war, I definitely want there to be as many infantry as there's artillery, so we never have artillery in the front line. That's just a bad thing to happen to anybody. They fight really badly and they just die if they are on the front line. No, kind of don't want either of those. Let's just split off you and you and you and you. Not select these and then send these out to do some minor carpet sieging. Like that. We won the siege of Moscow, so that's the capital gone. Let's take this thing too. Ryzen still working on sieging this stuff. Have you taken none of this? What are you doing, Ryzen? Are they confused by having multiple goals and just walking around all of these? If that's the case, let's just watch what they're doing. If they're moving out of Kurgan too, yeah, okay, I confused them. Fine, no objective, no objective, no objective. What? No objective and no objective. So take Kurgan and then do whatever you want. Just be aggressive about it. The Ottomans should be winning this for me easily. This is a bit risky, but I think with all the giant Ottoman stacks running around, we're gonna be fine. If we lose a 1k stack, that's also not the worst that could ever happen. So this is all going fine. And if now somebody would declare a crusade on the Ottomans, I mean declare war using the crusade casus belli, I think we'd be fine without the Ottoman help up here, if they had to go and defend their own territory. So, it seems fine. More controls, sieges won. That was this siege, so you can go to, are there any more forts? Novgorod, still a fort. That's the only one I can see. Can I walk to Novgorod? I can. But yeah, I want you to take your backup troops too. Just in case. No, the 8k can go to Novgorod. And the Ottomans are just carpeting for me. This war is going to be over very, very soon. There's another siege. We only have 92%. Maybe that's already enough for what we can take out of such a war without annoying everybody. Let's just see what our goal would be. Now Ryzen has a claim, right? Yes. So we're going to strictly give Kolomna here to Ryzen. And I also want to give the other land to Ryzen, but I'm going to do it after the peace deal, so that for one we can use our claims to not pay Diplo on it, And for another, we gain a reduction in disloyalty, I guess, of Ryzen for giving them additional land. So we want this, and sort by no, that's not what I want at all. Sort by Diplo cost. Take all the land with claims on it. And apparently we're gonna have to pay for this one. I thought it would be fine if I gave that to the guys with the claim, but alright. And the Ottomans gladly will be happy still with this. How's the coalition looking? Muscovy, QQ, no guy, nobody. So Vladimir has a fort. We do want to take as many forts as we can. What about trade region? I think they're all in different trade regions anyway. Although, we're starting to get into this Kazan thing here, which doesn't look great, but we might be able to transfer from here and then collect in Kazan, which might be even better than what we're doing right now. So taking a lot in this trade node seems decent, but not nuts. I mean, Nizhny Novgorod is going to be the most important province for doing that, and we're already taking that anyway. I like taking things in states, so like this, and then, I mean, this is a state, like this. It's a 100 peace deal offer. We would get Novgorod to be quite annoyed with us, but I'm not too scared of that. We would be at 100% overextension, but we're gonna give a lot of this land to Ryzen, who's gonna be confused by having very, very weird borders, but that's gonna be fine. We're gonna, yes, aggressive expansion, some Diplo, that's alright, and we don't pay the admin really because we give most of the land to Ryzen anyway. Maybe not the stuff in the Nizhny Novgorod area, because it's just such a good province to have. Okay, so we do need a tiny bit more war score, but really just a tiny, tiny bit. And then this is going to be the perfect end to the war, I think. So you can just go here, maybe just sieging one more thing is going to be enough on that war score. Oh, we also just had a yearly tick, so length of war went down. Yes, we can already do it. Excellent. So this is all done. Coalition is survivable. This is fine. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, and the Ottomans are gonna be still happy. So send that demand. We had a war. We apparently lost 73,000 troops compared to just 68 on the Novgorodia, on the, you know, Muscovite side, but we only lost 17,000 of those. So we did everything correctly, I would say. Used the Ottomans once again. We gained 1 million power protection, gained a tiny bit of prestige, showing us how much we did in this war, which is not a lot. But, I mean, that's fine. Efficient integration. Lost the Conquest Casus Belli. It's alright. Good. Good, good, good. Now we give land to Ryzen. We also walk home. Let's walk to some place with a high supply limit. Let's just take 2 groups to avoid any supply limit issues for now. You and you can just walk, say, here. Okay. As the last act of this episode, let's just give these people some land. Grand Province. This is one of the more annoying things that can happen. What are the new provinces? Okay, everything on this border. So we can give them Yuriev and Rostov and Vladimir and Kazimov and Alatir. Why this is in reverse alphabetic order, I'll never understand. Question is, do we give them this too, or do we take that for our own? They have quite a bit of overextension now, so they might have some rebel issues, which they don't necessarily want to have. Also, this is Nizhny Novgorod. Nizhny Novgorod is a 12 development province with copper, so it's pretty great, high trade value. I think we're going to keep the rest here and core that, even though we are doing a administrative idea group. Yep, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's just do that. And let's see what the new quest is. Reduce overextension. Excellent. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I think this was an excellent war of expansion. We gained a lot of territory. We gained all of this, and we gained all of this for the Ryazani. Put a big dent into Muscovy, going one step further to being strong enough to challenge the Commonwealth, especially with the help of the Ottomans, and to finally get our Hungary that we need and deserve. Do we want to keep these forts on? Yeah, we'll decide on that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what's happening here, why don't you give the videos a like, subscribe to the channel, leave some comments, tell me what's working well, what's not working well, tell me about your own adventures in Europa Universalis, especially with the new expansion, and see you guys next time!